I'm constantly believing that my house is going to go at any minute.
Tonight, a North Texas woman says her home is dangerously close to falling into the creek in her backyard. The HOA and the city of Fort Worth keep saying that the other one is the one who needs to fix it.
And after more than a year of trying to get help, she called her Kristen Severance for consumer justice.
On a day like this,
Every time it rains, my heart sinks.
Kathy Hernandez worries about her future.
Is my house going to go?
She lives in Riverbend Estates in Fort Worth, a community she moved into 7 years ago. A big reason, her beautiful backyard.
You couldn't see any other home. It was full of vegetation. It was, you couldn't see the water, but you knew the water was on the other side.
A year ago, home from a business trip, she found a chunk of her yard missing.
I didn't see any bushes. I mean, everything was gone.
This was her backyard before the collapse. This is the view from the same spot now.
And the problem initiates with that culvert.
Channel experts say the culvert pushes water into the soft soil on her embankment. When it rains, the water comes out like this, making it worse.
It shoots out of here like 100 fire hoses.
This post is where Kathy Hernandez's yard used to be. It's eroded to this point, about 20 feet.
I'm constantly believing that my house is going to go at any minute.
At first, the HOA, city engineers, and contractors all came to check on the problem. She wanted to fix it herself, as long as the HOA let the contractor off the hook for future lawsuits. She says the HOA refused.
In regards to the culvert, the HOA holds no responsibility for that. You'll need to go to the government.
But Consumer Justice found this document shows otherwise. The agreement signed by the HOA and the city of Fort Worth in 1989 shows the owner, the HOA, is responsible for bed, banks, and any other part of the drainage channel and must maintain all public and private drainage facilities on the property. They must also have an insurance policy covering all risks. After the HOA was told about that agreement,
there was no more support. As a matter of fact, the president of the HOA would never respond.
The city sent a letter to the HOA September 30th telling them to fix it.
And that's 5 months ago, and nobody has, I've had no more conversation since then.
We contacted the HOA. Their attorney told us they are unable to respond because Kathy's lawyer has threatened a lawsuit. The HOA would not say if they have an insurance policy mandated by the agreement. Do you just feel like everyone's passing the buck?
Absolutely, they are passing the buck.
Kathy says after Consumer Justice started asking questions, the water level in the culvert started being kept higher than usual. Engineers say the water won't hit the slope with as much force, slowing down the erosion. But she needs it fixed before it's too late.
I feel like I've got no other choice. I mean, this is my home.
We'll stay on top of this one. If you're having trouble with your HOA, keep this in mind. As a member of the HOA, you can see the books and records of the association. You can review contracts, bank records, and vendor information. If the HOA refuses, you can get a court order to see them. I'm Consumer Justice Investigator